Welcome back. We're going to start with row 2A. If you look with me in row 1B, at the end of the row you see turn your work here. Big turn your work. Turn your work means you turn your work over. There. This is now the side we work on, and you can check it also in the pattern, because if you go to row 2B, which is here, where are my markers? There's my marker. Let me get my marker here with me. If you go to row 2A here, which is the next row after 1B, you will see something standing in the front. Back of work here. Sorry, back of work. I didn't mean to put this out of center. Back of work 2A BB. This is important. That means the color B, background color, in this case white, needs to be back at your work. I will show you how to do that. But these markings here, or these letters are here, are not for nothing. I put them in so you know it's row 2. We work in the color A, which is the pattern color, the darker pattern color. We work at the back of work as we just turned it over. And your white color, color B, goes to the back. So let's start. And my work here, and that's why I do the chain of 4 already at the end of my first row in this color, because if you put the stitch marker here, it doesn't hang as nicely. Now I can really hang it at the back, because it states in my pattern color B needs to go to the back. So you take your blue yarn, we make the stitch marker out there, get the stitch marker out and get the loop of the stitch. Now it says color B, back of work. By the way, I want to say, keep the bottom at the bottom and the top at the top, because sometimes you can mix it up and do it like this, and it's the other way around. You can do that, but it's just a mistake and fixable. So color B, which is white, is hanging at the back. See, this is now your work. This is the front of your work. This is the official front of work, but this is the front of your working now, how you work. Yarn, and we're going to make our, it says side stitch, and a side stitch is nothing than a double crochet, or in this case those 3 chain of 3 plus 1, because it's a side stitch. So it's just this chain, that's already the side stitch. We have already made it because it's easier to secure your work, so you don't have to make the side stitch again. I just mention it in case you want to say, I just keep my stitch marker here. Then you need, see, if you wanted to put your stitch marker here, then you don't have a chain. See, you still need to do the side stitch, which is crocheting 1, 2, 3, 4. See? 3 for the double crochet and 1 because it is interlocking filet crochet. So you have already your side stitch. I have already my side stitch because I crochet a chain of 4 at the end. So what we do, we follow the pattern. It says 10B, and 10B is nothing more than going back of your work. Here, this is the front of your work now in your work width, but a 10B is going again through a window. See, through a window. Get those 2 loops now. See, 2 loops of that V of your double crochet, and make a first stitch. Make a double crochet, and because it's a B, I immediately crochet chain 1. See, you don't touch the white yarn, you go through this window. See, this is a window. This is a window here. This little square here is a window. I'll try to show it on the front. See, and you go through your work and you make your stitch at the back. That is the B. It's a stitch behind the other color. So behind this white, you're going to make 1 double crochet. And we needed to pick this one up because this one was here, but now that is already easier. You can just take those 2 loops and make your double crochet and chain 1. It's another B. So it goes all behind the white yarn. If it was a front, we go here, but now it's all B. I already changed chain 1 because it's interlocking filet crochet and it's a B and not a double crochet. It's just a B. That is a double crochet and chain 1. So we're going to do our next one. We did 2. And we're going to make here 3. See, behind your work and chain 1. Yarn over for your next one, and really have to go through that window to pick up those 2 loops. See here, those 2 loops. There, I'm getting them both. Make sure you have both loops. Yarn through, and you finish your double crochet and immediately chain 1 because it's a B. And we do the next B. Double crochet plus chain 1. And we do the next B. Behind your work, behind the white, double crochet, chain 1, another B, behind your work, behind the white, not touching the white, only crochet in the blue with blue and in the white with white. Don't intermingle those colors, they don't like each other. So they stay in their own window, behind the work again, another B, a chain 1, another B, again chain 1 and another B. So, and then we made our 10th B, and then it says a side stitch, and a side stitch at the end is not a chain 4. No, after B we chain 1, of course. Side stitch is just a double crochet, and you can take the 2 loops here. See, you take the 2 loops here, or you go into that window. It depends what you prefer. See, you skip 1 chain and you go into the next one and do a double crochet. And again, like I did, I already chained 1 and I add 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and that is now considered as the first side stitch of my next row in the blue yarn, which will be 3A. But we are not finished with row 2. We will going to do row 2B in the next clip. So join me or not. Thank you.